I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. Once you've completed your music theory and practice workbook, past papers are an excellent revision resource. I've worked through all of 2014 right the way to 2018 papers, and now I'm thrilled to be able to bring 2019 past papers to you as well. I've lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets available to download in US letter or A4, and they accompany each step of this series. You'll also find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best be prepared for your exam and how to make the best use of your time on exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe and share out the videos. And now we're going to make a start on paper A of the 2019 Grade 1 practice papers. So if you turn with me in your booklet to page 3, we can make a start on these first questions together. So our first question is that we are asked to add some time signatures to each of these three melodies. Now notice these are three separate melodies, and so we're going to need three different time signatures. It's not a continuation, they are three different questions. Now then, I think perhaps this is the easiest bar to look at. If you refer to your PDF document, if you're not sure, you can see that the divisions of the notes are easily diagrammed out, and we know that a crotchet or a quarter note divides into 2 quavers or eighth notes or 4 semiquavers, 16th notes. And so we know that a quaver and a quaver, 2 eighth notes, there's one beat, there's another beat. Or we know that 4 semiquavers, 4 16th notes gives us a beat, and there's a beat. So we have 2 beats per bar, and we're counting in crotchet or quarter notes, so the bottom number is 4, so there are 2 beats per bar, and we're counting in quarter notes or crotchet beats. Let's have a look at the next question. Now I think this is perhaps the easiest bar to work out. We'll do the tricky one after as a double check, but this should give you the answer quite easily. We knew that a quaver and a quaver, 2 eighth notes, give us a crotchet beat. We have the same again, and then we have a crotchet beat. So we know that we've got 1, 2, 3 crotchet beats per bar, so we're going to be having a time signature of 3/4. However, just to make best use of this paper for revision, let's look at this slightly trickier bar. We have a 1 beat here, and then the dot after a note gives us half as long again, so that's half of a beat. There in that dot, we know that 2 semiquavers or 2 16th notes give us a quaver, an eighth note, which is half a beat, and so the dot and the semiquavers, the 16th notes, give us another beat, and then we have a beat here. So we can see we've got 1, 1.5, 2, 3 beats. So there we can work that out. Let's have a look at this last question. So we have a minim or a half note that divides into 2 crotchets, 2 quarter notes. So we have 2 beats there, we have a beat there, and we have a beat there. So that's the easiest bar to work it out. We have 4 crotchet beats, so our time signature is 4/4. But let's have a look at this one just to make best use of this practice paper as revision. So we have a 1 beat here, that's a 1 beat crotchet or quarter note. Half of that in the dot gives us an extra half of a beat, and then we have a half of a beat here in our quaver, our eighth note. So we know that the dot and the quaver, the eighth note, give us a beat, and then we've got 2 beats here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the time signature is 4/4. You could also use the common time symbol as well. So that's that completed. So let's move on to the next question. So we're still looking at note values, but now instead of looking at adding them up, we've got to add them up and then add bar lines. So we've got to add missing bar lines. So we need to be careful that we're counting 3 crotchet beats per bar. They've given us the first bar line. So a quaver and a quaver, a half and a half gives us 1, 2, 3 bar line. And so counting as we did before in the previous question, we have a 1 beat here, half of that because of the dot gives us half a beat, and then a quaver or an 8th note gives us the remaining half. So there's our beat 2, and then there's beat 3, so that's our bar line. Keeping it nice and neat using a ruler. Always use pencil and use a ruler, and then you've got an eraser just in case something goes wrong, because you don't want to lose marks if your answers aren't neat and tidy, just in case they can't see what you're trying to do. So there we are, nice neat ruler line. So carrying on, we have a 1 beat here, 2 quavers, 2 halves of a beat, 2/8 note, that gives us another beat, and there's another beat. Bar line, and then we know that this is 3 beats because a minim is worth 2 crotchets, a half note is 2 quarter notes, there's 1 beat, there's 1 beat, and then half as much again is our final beat. And if you find you've got stuck somewhere, you can always count backwards because they've given you this last bar line here, so you could count backwards just to help yourself out if you get stuck. Now then, let's move on to question 2. So now we're looking at key signatures, and so there's nothing for it but just to revise these, just learn these. As we go up the grades, we get more and more of these. There is a progression to it, it does make sense, but it's just a matter of learning them. So watch out for your clefs, but in actual fact that really doesn't give you too much complication, because you know that 1 sharp or 1 flat or 2 sharps or no sharps or flats is the same whether it's treble or bass clef, so just a quick glance will tell us. So a key signature of 1 sharp is always F sharps, and that's G major. And then 1 flat is F major. I always think here F for flat, that just helps you to remember. So F for flat just helps you. So we've already answered that. It's the same in treble and bass. So 1 sharp, F sharps is G major. So we've done that. And then F for flat, F major. The clef doesn't change that. And then here's just 1 new one. 2 sharps is F sharps and C sharps, and that's D major. If you want just a little interesting tip, notice that the sharp is the next to the last degree of the scale. So F sharp to G, the last sharp is C sharp to D, C, D, F, G. So that's just a little check-up tip there as well. So that's the end of that question. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope that it's helping you with your studies. If you can give me a like, that would be really, really super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated.